Hey guys, what's going on? It's FullMetalKendo, Brandon here. Today we are talking about Chris Chan is now fucked beyond belief. He is now fucked beyond belief, guys. Can you believe it? He is fucked beyond belief. Why is that? Why is that, you might say? Well, for the simple reason that his case is going to before a grand jury. Now, a grand jury is never a good thing to have your case go to. Okay? Basically, as I understand a grand jury, is essentially when shit hits the fan. Okay, if your case is grand jury and you're not just charged immediately, your case is going to become an example for everyone else who follows your footsteps, or follows in your footsteps. I mean, obviously, we know Chris Chan is severely messed up. We know Chris Chan is not gonna have a great time with the grand jury and whatnot. We know this, but his case is going before a grand jury, and they're gonna have a field day with him. You know, they're gonna have a field day with him. They're gonna be like, okay, so what do we do with this guy? We have all this evidence against him. We're gonna set him to trial. We're gonna bring probably some big charges, maybe some bigger charges. So his case is not going to be a misdemeanor. Okay, it's not going to be a misdemeanor with a year served. It's going to be a big trial. It's going to be a trial that is set with at least 5 to 10 years of jail time. Maybe with a year served, you know. Or maybe with a year served in prison, for prison at least. So basically, in the words of one of the characters from Friday, I think it was, or actually all the Friday movies, he got knocked the fuck out. So basically, he's fucked. Basically, Chris Chan is fucked. There's really not a way he can come back from this, man. There's really not a way he can come back from this, you know. He can't magically come out of the get out of jail. You know, you can't have a get out of jail card, and you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna get out of jail, I'm gonna get out, you know. He was saying he was gonna get out pretty soon, and he's not getting out anytime soon. So he's fucked, you know. He's probably gonna write a letter being like, oh my god, I can't believe they kept me out of here. I can't believe they kept me kept me in here. How dare they? But it is what it is. When you fuck up like that, when you fuck your own mom, you know, it's. I mean, troll. I still think it's because of the trolls primarily, because they affected his mindset to the point where he can't discern reality from fiction anymore. So I still think it's their fault, but he still did it. Okay? Still did it. He still thinks he's gonna get away with it. He's not gonna get away with it. Obviously, we know this because they're literally convening a grand jury right as we speak to arrest him. Or not to arrest him, to fucking charge him, okay? That's what's happening here. So, overall, who's calling me? Yeah, so I don't know what else to say other than that. You know, he fucked up. He fucked up. Christian fucked up. He lost. He lost. He had the overwhelming urge to fuck his mom. He fucked his mom, and now he has to pay with the consequences. You know, he has to pay the consequence of his actions. That's what happened. And another thing I wanted to bring up was this idea that there are so many games. I mean, you see so many games come in onto digital platforms like the Epic Game Store and Steam, and you're just like, I want to play that. You know, I just saw it on Steam. It's a game I own on both Nintendo 64 and PS1, and it's Glover. Okay, I saw it on the Epic Game Store. I was like, oh my god, Glover! I didn't know it was on PC. Honestly, I didn't know it was on PC, but apparently it's on PC. So I could have checked out gameplay of the PC version. You know, I got to do that. Actually, let's do that right now. Glover. Let's see. PC. 22 PC release. Oh, this looks like exactly like the N64 version. This looks exactly like the N64. Now, I will say this, I kind of prefer the graphics of the PS1 version. Not because they're better in any way, but because they're more stylized, and I like it. Plus, it's the PS1, so it's like really the top tier gaming. It was the top tier gaming system of that decade when it came out. You know, it was really the top of the line. You know, for that 5-6 year gap that it was out. PS1, yeah, I think it was a great system. The N64 was also a great system. The N64 was fucking great. That's why I have both. But really, when you're thinking about games and what kind of games what kind of games you want, you think about the N64. Actually, the great thing about the N64 is there are games made by companies, or not made by companies, but made by individual people who are they're just basically ROM hacks. They're basically just like fan-made games. Like you can find a bunch of fucking Zelda games. That are N64 based, that are cartridges, and they're just basically ROM hacks. They're just basically like really cool games that you wouldn't find, in something like on the actual Nintendo 64. That aren't official. They made their own Zelda games. It's fucking great, man. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. I still gotta get. Did I buy Ocarina of Time? I don't remember. But yeah, It's interesting, isn't it? Interesting. So, yeah, Glover on PC, I definitely give it a thumbs up. I definitely give it a thumbs up. You can buy it on I think it's on Steam. I think so. I saw it in Epic earlier, so I know it's on there. I don't know if it's on Steam. Okay, so it's on Steam and the Epic Game Store. So if you want a copy, you're gonna have to buy from one of those digital distribution platforms. Specifically on PC, if you want it on PC, yeah, it's on Steam, it's on Epic, you can buy it, it's a good game. Glover. I wish they would have made Glover 2 back in the day, but they never did. They were working on it, but I don't know what platform it would have been on. I think by the time they would have released it, whatever. Anyway, Glover, speaking of which, I should do an updated game collection. I haven't really bought new games, so I haven't actually bought new games lately. At least physical games. At least physical. So, yeah. I should do a new game collection, though. Game collection, whatever. Show you guys my games. They're incredible. Incredible games. Incredible games. I did get rid of a couple of them that I didn't want, but I was planning on getting rid of them anyway, so anyway. Okay, so this is close to the end of the podcast. I would like to thank you for tuning in. I would like to say that if you enjoyed this podcast, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for future topics on the podcast, feel free to share them in the comment section of the podcast. Comment section is open for you guys to post on and whatnot. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and post. I'm open to all sorts of things that you may want to talk about. There are some things that I won't talk about just because they might be, very rude or, what have you. But we'll get to that point when we get there. Okay. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. This has been FullMetalKendo, and I appreciate you coming on to the podcast. And please have a wonderful rest of your day. All right. Bye.